I still miss my husband after 30 years of him being gone. I met the love of my life in 1987 when I was just 15. Some might think it's a crazy story, but it's true. He was 18, and I always visited this convenience store after school. Being only 4'10", I often needed help reaching things on the top shelf. One day I asked this guy to get something for me. He barely spoke any English, and I had to point to what I wanted. But I thought he was quite cute. He was skinny and good-looking, and I developed a crush on him. We started hanging out by his old car, just talking. He was Mexican, had dropped out of school, and struggled with addiction. Despite that, he was incredibly smart with numbers and fixing things. I often wondered how we communicated, but somehow we made it work. Our lives took a turn when I got pregnant. I was a naive teenager, not thinking about the future. I begged him to take me away, and after a lot of tears, he agreed. He wanted me to have the baby, finish school, and marry someone good. But he couldn't bear to see me cry. Back then, we got a court date and married right after arriving in San Francisco. He found a job, and we rented an old house. It wasn't small, but it was definitely worn. He was always there for me during the pregnancy. I was self-conscious and cried often, especially when the house creaked at night. He would check the attic and always rubbed my back and feet before bed. He never let me carry anything heavy and never got annoyed when I yelled for help reaching things. We were best friends, relying on each other. But when our baby was just a year old, he left due to immigration issues. That baby, Matthew, became the best thing that ever happened to me. Even when my husband was gone, Matthew always made me smile. Being a young mother had its perks. I felt like I could play more. Tony came back when Matthew was 5 and had quit all the drugs. Those were the best years of our lives, despite the tough moments of withdrawal. I had to help him dress because his hands shook, and I cried seeing him so skinny. Matthew and Tony got along wonderfully, and we even tried for another baby, but things didn't work out. Sadly, Tony relapsed secretly and left out of guilt. I think he felt suicidal at that time. If I had known, I would have done everything to keep him here. But he left anyway. It was just me and Matthew, who was only 7 then. A year later, the police came to tell us Tony had overdosed in Florida. I spent all my savings to bring his ashes back to San Francisco. He was just 26. I cried a lot when I received the ashes, and they still sit in my cupboard. I've never dated anyone else. I still miss him, and I'm just here alone. But my son lives down the street, and I get to babysit my grandkids, so I guess my life is okay. Honestly, I cried while writing this too. It's a crazy story, and some might not believe it, but I hope it entertains you at least.